Hey guys, what's up? It's QuarlWithCode. In this video, we're actually going to start doing Android development with Android Studio. But before we start, I would like to stress that this video series is tailored more towards beginners. So if you're a little bit of an advanced Android programmer, you probably won't take too much from these videos unless you just would like to review the content. If you're a person who hasn't done any programming before, also this video series might not be tailored towards you. You might want to go onto MIT App Inventor and use their visual drag and drop environment to start making Android apps so that you learn the fundamentals of programming while still making an Android application. And then if you're a person who already knows a programming language but wants to start doing Android development, this is probably the perfect series for you. So let's go on and get started. We'll click Start a New Android Studio Project. And we'll just call this project Tutorial 1. Click Next. You can see here that we're targeting the phone and tablet. I might do tutorials later on Wear and TV, but for now, phone and tablet. If you click the Help Me Choose link, you'll see up here that if we target the Android OS 4.0, that we'll get 94% of Android devices. And since 4.0 is still a relatively new API, I think that, or a new OS, I think it'll be fine because then we'll be able to access newer APIs and we'll be able to integrate those with our app while still targeting a good amount of audience. Whereas if we targeted, like, let's say KitKat, we only get 50% Android devices. So we'll be targeting 4.0 for this series. Click OK, and then click Next. And then we want a blank activity. We can change the title to Tutorial 1. And then finish. Let's wait a second for the project to build. And then if you come up here, you can change the device that's being shown. So I'm going to go on and change to Nexus 5, not 9. There we go. And you can see now all we have is a basic application that says Hello World. If we click the Hello World, you'll see this is actually a text view. A text view is like a label in other programming environments. It's essentially just a block of text that you would like to show your user. So if we come up here, you can click this button in order to match the parent. In this case, the parent is a relative layout. So click it, and you can see over here, we have now filled basically the horizontal view of the screen. You can click this one to match vertically. For this app, we're not going to need the text view to match vertically, so you can click it again to cancel that. And then let's come over here, click gravity, and then we want center horizontal. Let's change the text size to 32 dp. I'll explain later what dp means, but for now, just type it. And finally, let's set the ID to awesome text view. Alright. Yeah, I lied about that. Finally, we need to change the text to I'm awesome. Hit enter. And now let's go and drag a button to the center of the screen, anchor it to the bottom. And we'll make the button say, who's awesome? We can leave the text size, and let's change the ID to awesome button. Alright, so now we're actually going to dive into the Java code. So you click mainActivity.java. We can get rid of the bottom two methods. They're not needed for now. Now let's create some member variables. So we're going to need a text view, and we can call it mTextView, and then we'll need a button, and we can call it mButton. Alright, now in order to actually set the text view and button variables, we're going to need to use a method called findViewById. Basically what this does is it accesses the XML component so that we can take views that are on this screen. A view is basically a widget or a text field, and we'll be able to convert them to the Java code so that we're able to access them. in order to do this, you can do r.id, and then you can call the ID. So we'll do awesome text view first, and then let's go on and make the variable equal to it. And you can see here that now we have an error. The reason we have this error is because if you look at find view by ID, it actually returns a view and not a text view. So what we'll have to do is cast this as a text view, and then there we go, our error is resolved. So now let's do the same thing for the button. And now we actually want our button to do something. So we're going to need to set an on-click listener. And then the on-click listener, to set an on-click listener, we need an on-click listener. So let's create a new on-click listener. And now inside we already have an on-click method so that we can actually get the button to do something. This is also a neater way to format your code. There's another way to do it where you do the set on-click listener with the button, and then you declare an on-click listener separately. But this way, all the code is formatted nicely into just a chunk inside the onCreate method. So this is important for formatting. So when the awesome button is clicked, let's go on and set the text views text to your awesome. All right. And now I'm going to go on and start a Genymotion emulator. So let's just wait a second for the emulator to actually start and get running. And there it is. So I can go and exit out of this. And finish loading. So now we can click run. You can see down here that the Gradle build is running. So now the choose a device menu popped up. We can launch a native emulator using the AVD. But instead, I'm just going to go and use my Genymotion emulator. So you can see that's already selected. And then let's click OK. You can see now everything's building. And then if we go to the Genymotion emulator, you can see it's open. If we click Who's Awesome, it says You're Awesome. So there we go. This has been the first tutorial in the series of Android beginner tutorials. If you have any questions, you can go and comment under the video. Or if you have any trouble, you can email me at QuarlWithCode@gmail.com. Please subscribe, and I hope you have fun with the series. Thank you for watching.